Hi everybody, welcome and welcome back. It's been a minute. I don't like that phrase. It's kind of silly. It's been a while since I recorded a video, and I have no excuse other than I've just been focused on knitting, and I don't know, I didn't think I had much to share. So my son will be home in about 20 minutes, so this is going to be a very short video, mainly about my current project that I'm almost finished with. And hold on, I gotta go get some. Okay, so yeah, I just mainly wanted to talk about my current knitting project and share it with you, my progress, and just kind of share some thoughts on my knitting adventure. Hopefully Goober's not going to want back in. He's outside. It's kind of warm out today, so I may have to pause to let him in here in a little bit. But for now, again, welcome. For those of you who don't know, maybe here for the first time, welcome. My name's Donna, and this channel is all about fancy fiber and working with it and loving it, collecting it, whatever the case may be. I do all of that. Well, I don't collect it anymore. But I love fancy fiber, and most of the people that join me here love fancy fiber also. So if you're one of those people, welcome. I hope that you enjoy what you see and consider sticking around and maybe subscribing. I still haven't reached 1,000 fancy fiber family members, but hopefully that will be soon. Goober's outside barking. There may be a delivery truck. Oh, yeah, it's the mail van. He's not coming here today. So anyway, welcome. Yeah, this channel is all about fancy fiber, crochet, and knitting. I've been crocheting since 2000, I always forget if it's 2021 or 2022. I think 2022. I started learning to crochet, and that was a really fun adventure that I was on. And then this past April, I took a knitting class, and it was actually my second foray into the world of knitting. I tried teaching myself, I don't know, maybe a year prior, just watching YouTube videos, and my friend Kelly and her mother-in-law were kind of helping me along the way. So I didn't take a formal class, but I thought if I could learn crochet online, surely I could learn knitting online. But I don't know whether it just wasn't the right time or what, but it just didn't catch. It didn't take. And then I guess through watching other people's knitting videos and all that other, I thought I'm going to take a formal knitting class, and maybe it'll take this time. Well, I took that knitting class middle of April, and to be honest, I didn't leave there knowing any more than I already knew. But perhaps it was the fact that they provided the yarn and a really nice needle that kind of really set me on the path to wanting to learn more, which I did. So from middle of April until probably, I don't know, maybe the end of May, I never picked up a crochet hook. It was at least a month that all I wanted to do was knit. Knit, 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 knit. That's all I wanted to do. And that's kind of been the case since. I just heard Geever scratching at the door. One moment. Okay, he's in, and it's pretty hot out today. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's pretty warm. By the way, today is Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. So as I was saying, I spend a lot of time knitting, and normally when I start something new, I just dive knee deep, head first into whatever that is. So I spend a lot of time watching YouTube tutorials, looking at patterns, talking to my friends who knit. I just immerse myself in knitting, which is what I did with crochet. And since that journey started, I have completed a shawl, which I shared on my channel before. I'll share a picture again of my sister with that shawl. And now I decided to start a pair of socks. And I happened upon this video not knowing that she was going to lead me to a pattern. And her channel is called The Cornish Knitter. And she talked about a pattern of hers that has a really easy heel, she said. And it's called, I believe it's the kite heel. The only reason it's easy is because you're continuing to work in the round. That's the only reason I can think of that it's easy. Unless you're not afraid of make one stitches, yes, it's easy. I now almost despise make one stitches, particularly the make one right, because I'm a really tight knitter, and it's super hard for me to get into that make one right stitch. It's so hard. I can get the bar on the needle, and I'm going to share a little workaround that I've done, or hack that I've done to help with that. But because my stitches are so tight, it takes me several tries to work my right needle around to go into that make one stitch. It takes me several tries, and I really have to stretch that yarn. It's kind of scary. So if any of you have any tips other than the one I'm going to show you, please feel free to share them below or email them to me or something, because right now if I see a pattern and it has a make one right using fingering weight yarn and a small needle, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. It's too hard. The make one left is a lot easier. The make one right is very difficult for me. Because I stitch so tight. So my workaround is when I go, and I'm in the middle of my heel now. Here's my progress on sock number 2. Here's sock number 1 finished. And there's the kite heel. Let me open it up. It's basically a diamond shape, kind of a diamond shape or pointed oval heel. And like I said, you're just working in the round, and you're increasing on one and you're decreasing on the or no, you're increasing on half of the heel on both sides of the heel, and then you do 14 rows. I'm doing the large, so it's 14 rows of just even stockinette, and then you do your decreases. Decreases are easy for me. And then from there you do the leg. Or, what am I talking about? I'm holding it upside down. After you finish your decreases, then you do your foot, and then you decrease for your toe. On this one, I didn't have it oriented right, so my seam for my toe is going from front to back. Because I didn't know. I didn't know that I needed to orient it a certain, I didn't think that far ahead. So I tried it on. It kind of bothers me, but not to the point where I wouldn't wear them. And had I had try-on cords, I probably would have extended the foot maybe another 1/4 inch, because the top of this heel is right about at my instep, which I don't think it's supposed to be at the top of your instep, in the middle of your instep, or your arch. Goober, it's okay. I don't think it's supposed to be that far. But I was worried it was going to be too long. Looking at it like this, I was worried it was going to be too long, so I stopped. If I had try-on cords and it was too long for me, I could have kept going, and I could have made them for my son. Even though it's got pink in it, he would have worn them. So anyway, that's my first. It was a learning experience for sure. So here we are on the second, and they're not identical. I didn't go to the trouble of getting to the point on the yarn where the colors would match. But you know what? I don't care. It's my first sock. So I am working on, I'm still increasing for the heel. And then I got to do the 14 rows of no increases. And then I'll start the decreases. So I should have this finished hopefully by tomorrow. And this one feels a little tighter than my first one. I don't know. I washed and blocked this, and it softened it a little bit. Yeah, I think it softened it quite a bit. This isn't the softest yarn. But anyway, that's my progress on number 2. And my workaround is, for the Make One Right, I'm using a little bitty 2.25 millimeter, doesn't matter if it's circular or not. I'm using a 2.25 to go and grab that bar between the stitches and put it onto the needle. And then I'm going into the back of that stitch and rotating it to the front, pulling it out, and then using my fingers to grab that yarn and hold it to the needle. But by doing that, even though I've seen other people say to use that hack is to stretch that loop and grab it, but by doing that, you're pulling the yarn from the yarn that was in the stitch previous. So it's very hard to maneuver that right needle around to come through that loop left to right. It's very hard, and it takes me, like I said, a few tries to get it in there. It's very hard, but once I do, it's a really tight stitch. So that probably doesn't help for the next, well, the next row is just even. There's no increases on the next row. So on the Make One Left, it's easy. And I do the same thing. I use the needle to grab the bar and orient it the right direction. Because Make One Left, you go through the front. Make One Right, you go through the back. So I pick up the bar, put it on the left needle, use my needle to go around to the back, and then what I do is I leave the needle in there and take my right needle and just stick it right in there and wrap my yarn and do my stitch. So easy for the Make One Left to just leave it in there instead of holding it. Just leave it in there, and then once you get your needle in, take it out and you can finish the stitch. That is my workaround for the Make One Right, Make One Left. I don't care if I never do that stitch ever again. But I imagine for a thicker yarn with a bigger needle, it would be easier. But for fingering weight yarn with a 2.5 needle, hard. So my next sock is going to be just a plain vanilla sock. And without looking through the pattern, hopefully there's no Make One stitches. There's bound to be increases, So I've already got the pattern printed out. I'm going to look it over and cross my fingers that there's no make one stitches for the increase, because there's bound to be increases. Maybe not. But that's the plan. I'm going to make a vanilla sock for my son in his favorite color, which is as close to OD green as I can get. I've already picked the yarn out, and that will be next after I finish this. And because it's all stockinette, it should just be super fast. And I love these 9-inch circulars. Love them. I only had 2.75 and 2.5 millimeter, so I went ahead and ordered some 2.25. This is excuse me. This is I think this is a Knit Pro 2.25. I think I just got it yesterday, and then I have the ChiaoGoo 2.25 in the knit red needle, and that's probably what I'll use. And strange as it sounds, this one is, even though it's a 9-inch circular, this one is shorter than this one. I'm just laying it on top without my glasses on. It's shorter by probably a ½ inch. At least a ½ inch. I think my son's gonna be home any minute. Yeah, significantly shorter. So I'm gonna use the ChiaoGoo for his sock. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video for now, because he's gonna be home probably any minute, and I know I don't like recording when he's home. Unless I'm doing a live, I don't usually record when he's home. So I just wanted to get this quick video out real fast, talking about my knit socks. I have other plans to do other knitting patterns I'm really excited about. My friend Gail is sending me patterns. My friend Joyce is sending me patterns. So my Ravelry is growing all the time. But with all that said, I want to thank you again for joining me today. I appreciate you watching. If it's your first time here, go back and look at some of my other content. I've got great yarn videos, all kinds of stuff, showing whips, yarn hauls, all kinds of stuff. So that would be great if you could do that. And once again, once I hit 1,000, I'm gonna do a giveaway, because yeah, see, here comes the mail. Now the dog's gonna bark. One moment. Oh my goodness. Crazy. Okay. So that's the end of the video today. Thanks again for joining me. I appreciate a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already, and watch some of my old videos. And if you have a suggestion on the make one stitches, I would love to hear them. That was probably super loud. I'm sorry. I would love to hear them, but I don't know if I'll ever do another make one stitch again. Not with a fingering weight yarn. I don't think so. I'll pass. So I guess that's all. I'll probably try to do another video talking about other stuff later in the week, because there's been some life stuff going on, but I don't want to make this video long. He's going to be here any minute, so I'm going to let you go for now. Thanks for joining me. God bless each and every one of you. Remember, God loves you, Jesus loves you, I love you, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. See ya!